Hey guys, hello everyone. I'm a little bleary-eyed. It's still early in the day. Didn't sleep too well last night. Saw my quick message, but thought I'd go ahead and finish showing what I got at the consignment store. Again, I've been corrected. Don't want to upset anyone. Want to do this right, and I hope that everyone notices I am talking about music. I have been for a couple videos now. I've moved on. So this is the rest of what I found, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about what I listened to of what I found, and answer a question that Penix asked. Yesterday I showed this Navasota album that I found at the consignment store yesterday for $4. And yeah, I wish these had been $1 or $2, but I still had to get them. I looked closer and listened again. Now, it's very country, but it's really well played. But I looked more closely at the credits, and folks, has members of Steely Dan before Steely Dan was formed. It's got Donald Fagen playing piano. It's got both Donald Fagen and Walter Becker on horn arrangements. What's his name? Skunk Baxter, who was the original guitar player for them, he's on here. And who else? Mark Volman and Howard Kalin, the Fluorescent Leech and Eddie, the guys that were in the Turtles, and then we're also with the Mothers I've mentioned. They're also on here. So I love stuff like, I'm a train. Is that the right word? Train spotter. I love trivia and interesting facts behind records. It's something that I just got turned on to as a child for some reason. Don't really exactly know why, but I wanted to know everything about the record and who played what, and would look for connections. And so, Penix, Rob, you were asking me, how do I know about these records? Well, again, remember our age. I'm a little older than you, Rob. I think I'm 56. And what I used to do as a small child was I would go into the local record stores like Musicland or like Penny's or Woolworths, and what I would do is I had no money, but I was fascinated with these records. So I would stay in the store until they kicked me out, looking at every single record. Yeah. Every record in the rock section, not the whole store, because I was, interested mostly in rock. And I've said it many times, folks. Yes, I'm admitting I'm a kind of a boneheaded nerd. You know what I'm saying? Which may have something to do with why I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm willing to speak out against bullyism and just random negativeness. I'm speaking out because I've dealt with it all my life, and it makes me insane. And so back to what I was saying is that as a nerdy little kid who found solace, pleasure, and safety even in the record stores, I would look at every single album and absorb that information and that cover. And so it's a lifelong practice. When I look at records, I look at the cover, obviously. I'm very much interested in good album artwork. But I troll through. If there's credits, I troll through them. If there are no credits that can be gotten to, but the artwork is good, I'm even more intrigued. Which is has a lot to do with some of the buying that I'm still trying to do at my age of old stuff that I never knew what it was, couldn't find out until now. So that's the basis of it. I do like to read music magazines. I do read music books, probably not as much as Jen and some other folks. I don't have that many music books, but I like to read Mojo, Q, classic rock. Every now and then I'll actually get an NME still. That was what I grew up on as a kid, but that's my method for the most part. There's more. That's what I can remember to tell you now. Back to some more records that I found, the rest of what I found at the consignment store sale, and was this Peter Hamill. Didn't have this one. Love Peter Hamill's music. And Close as This. This is an American pressing. Really happy to add some more Peter Hamill. I'm still waking up. Hergest Ridge by Mike Oldfield. Now, I thought I had this actually. and I bought it because it's a UK pressing. I hate that sticker. I tried to get it off. It's on badly, so I can't get it off. But it turns out I don't. So now I do have this, and I played this last night. It's beautiful. I'm also pleased because, is it M. Brown? Seriously, man, you seem to know. Is this a first edition? Looks like it. And I'd love to know, man. I'd love to know your background. The fellow that kindly lets me know when I misspeak and say, "Oh, this is an original," and then they'll let me know, "Oh, no, it's not." You know, and I don't want to misspeak, so I appreciate knowing. But what's your background, man? If you could personal message me or something, tell me how you've acquired what appears to me to be a vast knowledge of editions. Is that how you collect? I'd like to know. Share that. I'd really like to know. John Anderson. Pick this up. It's still got the promo sticker on it and everything. What is the name of this one? I have to open it up because it's obscured. Song of Seven. I just played a little bit of the beginning of this, and you know, one of the things that I like, yes, but one of the things I noticed about John Anderson as he would get off into his own stuff is that he could get a little bit what I call twee, a little kind of pixie-ish, you know, kind of like almost like childlike. Nothing wrong with it, but more almost like this is music for children, almost, you know. So I'll have to read the story about what that's about. Happy to have it. It's just putting it on right away. It's like, oh, this seems kind of light, but maybe I need to find out what it's about. This was nice. The music of Cosmos. This is nice. You all know the Carl Sagan series. It's nice because it uses everything from Bach to Pachelbel, Shostakovich to Vangelis, and Alan Hovhannes. Synergy. Toru Takamitsu. Yeah, this is tight. Really nice. For those of you that watched the series, I watched some of them. It was a very... Carl Sagan did mankind a favor through his interest and fascination in sharing his knowledge. Here's another one I'm real happy I found. This was like, boy, I don't find stuff like this enough. I don't find enough records like this. Silver Meter. This is one of the, this is an, you know, as far as I know, that's why I'm saying it now. I mean, humbly, because, you know, I guess I foolishly said, I stake my reputation on this is original, and I didn't know what I was saying, and apparently I don't know what I'm saying, but I think this is an original. National General Records. I mean, how many times would this have been pressed? This is dynamite. This is the album, this is the band that Lee Stevens started after he left Blue Cheer. He's got Pete Sears on bass. Pete Sears ended up in Jefferson Starship. I saw him in Starship. Mick Waller on drums. Now, I didn't look up Mick Waller. I know that name. Somebody else will know it too. Who did he play with, y'all? Mick Waller. This is killer. Hard rock with a slightly psychedelic tinge. There's a bit of bluesiness, but there's more of the hard rock thing that I like, you know, where they just take it to the next level and just get out of the blues changes and just go cosmic. I was real happy to find this. This has got to be, not got to be, but it's old. So this is the original label, okay? I think I can say that with some confidence, but I don't know if it's the first pressing. I would like to know the one fellow who speaks up, you know, I'd love to know your background, and if there's a source that you'd be willing to tell me so I can learn these things, so I can not misspeak, you know. It's embarrassing. Yeah, you know. I wanted to speak also on one of the other albums I bought yesterday because I played it all the way through last night. It was so good. I started to play this. I was thinking about Sequoia Flame a little bit. I think about you guys at different times playing the records. You know, you are my friends, believe it or not, even though I haven't met you. Man, this is good. He plays everything on here except for the harmonium. Everything. Cello, bass drums, guitar, saxophones, recorders. You name it. All the vocals, all the harmonies. And he goes through a pastiche of rock styles. And he does it with such mastery. Dang, this is good. So, this was really nice. I've watched a couple of videos already this morning, and I wanted to kind of piggyback on Sonic Mainliner's latest vinyl finds. He picked up some chrome, and I wanted to show what I have left because I love chrome. And when I went through that dark period of selling records because I was out of my mind, I sold all my original chrome. I had those original chromes, man. Alien soundtracks and Half Machine Left Moves. So I have some reissues. And what I have is Into the Eyes of the Zombie King. And this is a reissue on the German Dossier label. I think these came out, I don't know when these came out. But very nice reissues of this one. And then, yeah, I'm heavy sigh because I shouldn't have sold it. I used to have the original Half Machine Left Moves, but I've got this on the Dossier label. And this is, now this is my favorite, my personal favorite chrome album is Half Machine Left Moves. And I love this one. It's on the clear vinyl. Quick story. A local artist here in town by the name of Peter Lochran. I think he has a national, possibly even international reputation for what he does. He is the king of junk art cars, and he has a parade yearly. I think it's known, but he owns a museum where he makes these cars and all kinds of other art. Anyway, he's friends with Helios Creed, the guitarist who is in chrome, and Helios Creed comes to Omaha fairly often, or has, to play at this museum. And so I got to meet and see Helios Creed live, but I got to talk to him at length about chrome and his guitar tone, his guitar technique, because as you notice, he's got a very unique, distinct guitar sound. When you hear it, you know it's Helios. It was really a lot of fun hanging out with him. And the only other thing I have by chrome on vinyl is In World. This is a 12-inch single. And I like this, Danger Zone. Danger Zone in particular, that song, I really like that. So I just wanted to kind of piggyback. When I see people show stuff, it'll say, oh, let me, let me show that, or just let me kind of like, it's kind of like connecting. It's like, yeah, I connect with you on that. That's kind of, the word synergy has been mentioned here. I've said it, Lazarus has said it, and Teddy has kind of picked up on it, mentioned it. I do feel a synergy and a growing wave of energy amongst members of the community. Even folks I haven't met yet, I include you. Even folks maybe who don't necessarily include me, I include you. This is a wonderful thing, and that's why I take it so personally, and that's why I speak so deeply about it, and I am not going to stop being who I am. I am kind of an egghead. I'm a very thoughtful person. I do speak, and I'm human. And let me get this out now. I'm not a politician, and I'm not like TV. I'm not phony. We all have a dark side. How can you not have a dark side? It's part of being human. If there were no darkness, we wouldn't recognize light. And I'm a good person. With all of my flaws, all of my hang-ups, all of my fuck-ups, I'm a human being, guys. I'm far from perfect. I don't even want to try to fake like I'm all that, like a lot of people do. I don't know why you all do it. Why do you do it? You're human. We're human. We have flaws. We're not perfect. Why are we pretending to be? And so, hopefully, to try to make the last comment, going back to my video where I expressed my feelings, and I don't regret doing it. I'm not going to take it down. I will say that if my being nakedly who I am offends you, upsets you, it's on you to unsubscribe me and walk away, because I'm not doing nothing wrong. Matter of fact, I think I'm doing something real right, which is trying to pull back the thin veneer of so-called decency that we all keep hiding behind. I'm gonna rant, not rant. I'm gonna say something. It's like, folks, the world is at a time it's never seen before, and of course we want to go on with our daily lives and our loves and enjoy things, but I'm here to tell you that societies are undergoing some major changes here, folks, and this is not the time to just continually bury our heads in the sand and try to just act like business as usual. Understand what I'm saying? Of course, do business as usual. But if something like me expressing honestly hurt, anger about a lot of things ruffles your feathers, you just, folks, it's the way things are. Things are not just okay, and sometimes being reminded that some things would be better if they were addressed, then they need to be addressed, which is what I just did. I'm suffering a slight bit of a backlash from some people, it seems, as a result of speaking my mind. I don't regret it, because I didn't do anything wrong.